Welcome back. Today's video is going to be an update for the project 100 uses project pan. I'm accidentally pulling my hair. I started this project based on Too Much Tosh's 100 Club. I will link her in the description box. What I do is I pick powder makeup products, mostly eyeshadow palettes and face palettes, and try to get to 100 uses on them. I'm doing this because I have a lot of palettes. I know I'll never finish these items, and I just want to get some good use on them. I do a lot of project pans though, where I am trying to finish things up completely. So you can check out my project pan playlist for more. Stay tuned. I upload 4 videos a week. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And yeah, check out those playlists for more videos, and let's get started. I did get to 100 uses on a face palette, but I'll save that for the end. First up is the Natasha Denona Biba palette. And let's see, I have used this 54 times and I really enjoy this palette. I do try to put my more like expensive and favorite items in this project. And if I just use one eyeshadow one time, that counts as one use. Or if I do a whole look using like 6 or 7 eyeshadows, that still just counts as one use. So that's what I do. And I really do love the Biba palette. This is one of her most expensive palettes. Not the most expensive, but it's up there. So I want to get good use on that. Next up, the Charlotte Tilbury Nude Gasm Face Palette. I have used this 43 times. This is a really good palette. I like all 4 products in here. It is lovely. I like a lot of Charlotte Tilbury like face products. Like I really like the Pillow Talk blush, and I really enjoy this. So yeah, I'm happy I'm getting use on that. Next up is the Persona Identity 2 palette. I have used this 47 times. And again, this is one I want to use more because this is an older palette. I bought this a few years ago, so I really need to pull this one out again and get some use on it. I really do like it. I think it's really good. It's a very high pigment formula, and yeah, this is a good one. So I want to pull that out soon and use it again. Let's see. Okay, Sigma Untamed. I've used this 84 times. And I really like this palette. It's beautiful. I keep saying that. Oh yeah, I love all these palettes. Well, yeah, I do. That's why I'm putting them in this project. But anyway, this is a good one. I do use this shade a lot, as you can see from the dip happening there, to set my eye primer, which I know I always say in these videos is super boring, but it's very important. It makes a big difference for me anyway, because my eyeshadow or my eyelids are oily, and I use the MAC Paint Chili Paint Pot, and then I've been setting it with this shade usually. Yeah, it's a good one. Really like it. Also, this green, stunning. One of my favorite green eyeshadows ever. I like this palette a lot. Okay. One of my most expensive palettes. Not one, it is. So yes, I have the 2 ginormous 28 pan palettes from Natasha Denona. This is the purple blue, and I do have the green brown as well. I bought them in a bundle 2 years ago on her website for $310. I know, I spent $310 on 2 palettes. I'm still in shock over it. But I want to get my use on these palettes, and so the green brown. If you've been watching my channel, I got to 100 uses on that palette. It was either earlier this year or last year. I don't remember, but now I'm trying to work on this one. So this one I have used how many times? 29 times. So yeah, this is a good one. It's very, very pretty. This silver is amazing. Actually, this is the same silver shadow in the mini Xenon palette. If you have that one, you have this eyeshadow. This is a stunner. I really like it. This is one that at first I was not as wowed as I was with the green brown, but the more I've used it, it's actually quite fantastic. So I still can't believe I bought these 2 palettes, and it's been over 2 years and I'm still in shock, but I need to use them. So yeah. All right, next up, the Dominique Cosmetics Latte Palette. Let's see, I've used this one 55 times, and it's not gonna look like it. This is a really high pigment formula. Like seriously, you barely have to tap your brush in these, and they are really pigmented. And that goes for the metallics and the mattes. This is a really good palette. I really like it. And I realized that this brand isn't sold at Sephora anymore, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah, latte palette, very pigmented, so doesn't look like I've used it that much, but I have. Okay, next up is the Glam palette, and I've used this one 85 times. And I really like this palette. I feel like I have like good use on a lot of the shades. Lately, I've also been loving these three as inner corner highlight. I've been wearing that a lot. And sometimes I do set my eye primer with this shade as well. Yeah. I don't quite like the undertone quite as much as the one in the Sigma palette, but sometimes I use this to set my eye primer. And this is a gorgeous palette. I really like it. I also have the Mini Glam, which was recently in my Shop My Stash. I've realized I don't think any of my mini palettes are in this project. I may have to do that. We'll see. I may add them in at some point, but yeah, I've used this one a lot and it's a good palette for sure. And I wanted to let you guys know that I did put my latest Natasha Denona palette in this project, and so far I've used it 4 times, which I know it's not that much, but I haven't had this palette for very long. I got this at the Sephora holiday sale, the My Dream palette. Oh my gosh, it is a beauty. I do want to film a look with this palette. That's on my to-do list, but I have not had time, but hopefully I will at some point. Wow, it's amazing. So yeah, I've used it 4 times since I bought it and I really like it. So yeah, I'm very happy that I purchased this. Alrighty, and the product that I got to 100 uses on is definitely an older one in my collection, the Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. Remember when this was like so hyped, people were obsessed with it? I actually bought it when it re-released at the beginning of 2020. So I've had this for 2.5 years. So I have used this over 100 times now. And sometimes, as you can see by the dips, this is the shade I use the most. I really love this highlighter. I also love this one, and this one. But actually, all 4 of these do work for my skin tone. Sometimes I combine them together, or sometimes I'll just use one. But yeah, I have not hit pan, and I've used this palette over 100 times, but that's a good one. I really like it. I'm not as into intense highlighter as I used to be, but I still like using this palette. I just don't put as much on as I used to, you know. It's fine. I still like to wear powder highlighter, but just not quite as intensely as in the past. But you know what? This is a good one, and I'm happy I got to 100 uses on it. I'm going to keep using it. I don't keep track of the usage past 100 just because it gets kind of overwhelming to track like too many things at once. But I still like this. There's no way I would ever buy a highlighter palette though now, because I just realized that a lot of highlighters look the same and I can get the same result, but I still have a decent amount of highlighters, so I like to use them. So yeah, that is it for this update. I'm very happy about getting to 100 uses on this. That's pretty exciting, and I'm excited to use this more, my newest palette, so I'm pumped about that. Like I said, stay tuned. I upload 4 videos a week, and I will link to Much Tosh, who created the 100 Club. And yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.